Oh, cool. Whereabouts in the world are you? You sound like you've got an Asian accent.
I'm Southeast Asian.
India?
No, Philippines.
Ah.
What's the general view of the reality over there as far as flat Earth? Does a lot of people know about it, or?
There are still few flat earthers in the Philippines.
Do you get taught? Do you get taught the heliocentric model in school?
Yes, they teach the heliocentric model in school.
Because I've heard in North Korea, I've heard that North Koreans don't get taught the heliocentric model. They get taught that the Earth's a plane. Have you heard that?
No, I don't know that. So the Koreans, North Koreans know the truth.
I'm not sure if it's the North or the South. I believe it's one of them. I'm not sure which one it is, but because they have their own, they're isolated from the rest of the world, it seems, and it's not easy to get information about what goes on in their world. But my understanding is that
South Korea is not isolated from the world.
So yeah, it's one of them. I'm not sure which one it is. One of them apparently gets taught that the Earth's not a sphere, which is I find interesting.
Maybe the North Korea. They're the communist one.
Maybe, I don't know. One day we'll hopefully find somebody.
Yeah, North Korea is one of those places we know nothing about. Nobody goes there, nobody comes out. All we know is what we heard from media. That could be all lies.
I was going to say, therefore, we know nothing.
But what do we know about North Korea?
Nothing. If we're reliant on mainstream media to tell us the truth, then we know nothing.
Exactly.
How about in the Middle East? The Arab nations? Are they taught the heliocentric model? In the Middle East.
The Arab nations?
Yes, the Arab nations. Are they taught the... Okay.
I don't know what they get taught, if I'm honest. I know that they do. I know that the Islamic faith is they do focus on the moon.
And there's verses in Quran also that speak of flat Earth, and obviously creation. Somebody sent me a link with a whole bunch of verses from Quran that speak of flat Earth.
I think the best biblical verse is Genesis 1:2. It says, "In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth," and then it says, "Now the earth was formless." And formless, by definition, means devoid of shape. That for me is like so powerful. It's like, wow. Tells you literally in the first. I mean, I'm not a religious guy at all, but I just appreciate that there are a lot of people that are. And if you consider the holy book to be of any authority in your life, which I don't tend to, but I do realize and accept that other people do, that's telling you it's without shape. So whether it's a sphere, it can't be a sphere if the Bible says that it is without form, because that is form by definition.
Funny thing is, even Neil deGrasse Tyson says, when the Earth was created, it was spinning. You know, I found that funny.
It's because he's an idiot.
Yeah, he also tells us it's gonna flatten out into a pizza over time. And what about all the other globes? Where are all the pizzas in the sky?
No, yeah.
He's an utter idiot. Utter idiot.
I want to see him debate a flat earther.
They'll never do it.
Nope.
They will avoid it at all costs.
None of them, not a single astrophysicist will debate a single flat earther. Dr. Becky, whatever all these names are.
It's true.
Won't happen. They have too much to lose.
Yeah, of course. Can you imagine them getting stuck on the gas pressure out of a container? Yeah, it is never going to happen. It's true.
Yeah, that's the globe killer. The gas pressure.
Say that again.
That's the globe killer.
Yes.
Gas pressure.
Well, there's a few.
Gas pressure without.
I like the gravity argument. I like the gas pressure argument. I like the assumption of radius. I like the assumption of the gravitational field. Why do you assume gravitational field? Because things go down. Yeah, well, we know why things go down, because everything that we know of that's solid is more dense than the medium of air. Aerogel proves it. It's 6 times more dense than air. And then all of a sudden, when you get the explanation for why things go down, then there's no observed phenomena anymore to do any science on, because it's explained. It's like, it doesn't need any science. It's explained. Everything's more dense than air. End of sentence. That's it. So where's gravity come into it? And it really doesn't.
And the basic physics of water, the fact that it has to be contained at its level. I mean, anybody who needs to go beyond that without understanding that those simple facts it's pointless. Water does not contour to a ball, especially not a spinning ball that flies through vacuum. There's been a lot of young bowlers here coming lately in Discord in the last few days. They seem to be pretty confused about the subject, and they it's really hard to engage into conversation when you find out how confused these young individuals are. A lot of people start asking them these drawn-out questions about Coriolis, and these kids didn't even know what Coriolis is. They were like, "What's Coriolis?" And then here you have a whole bunch of people in the chat asking them these long questions, and by the end of the question, these kids are like, "Wait, what's Coriolis?" So I think when these youngsters come in, there needs to be a way of analyzing their intellectual property first to see what level they're at, and then based on that, there needs to be a certain approach to the issue. Because just in the last few days, there was a lot of kids that came in here completely confused, and they pretty much weren't even they weren't understanding the questions being asked from them. So just in my opinion, like when these youngsters come in, they need to we need to analyze their intellect first to see where they're at, how much they understand, and then we got to have a certain approach of what questions to ask. Just my thoughts.
Yeah. Most of the people who come here, they must have watched a anti-flat earth video like Vsauce. So it will be hard for them to accept whatever proofs you give them. Because in the YouTube, it's easier to find anti-flat earth videos.
Like a lot of people come in and asking, "Okay, what's your proof of flat Earth?" Without understanding, they never even had a proof for the bolt that they believe in.
Most of them can't even define gravity, but they think they understand it. It's like, really? So what's the definition for gravity then? And they give you some kind of Newtonian explanation. And then when you tell them that that's not the current position in physics, they can't even accept it. They just deny it, and they're like,
right. But these young kids that are here, they can't even have those conversations. That all they can say is like, whoa, wait, like you telling me that all my teachers were like, oh, these scientists are stupid and you guys are smart. Like they can't engage these conversations. That's my point. Like their only answer is like, why would they lie? Oh, so you're telling me all my teachers were wrong? All these scientists are wrong?
Well, I always say yes to that now, because like I was talking to a guy the other day, and he was doing A-level physics, which is like between high school and university in the UK. And I was saying to him, I said, "Oh well, go and ask your teacher what gravity is, and he'll give you Newtonian. He'll not even tell you about Einsteinian. And if you ask him whether Newtonian's gravity is the current position in physics, he'll have to say no. So what does that tell you?" And he just couldn't comprehend that his teacher wasn't telling him even the current physics. And I was like, well, it's up to you. If you don't want to take the information I've just given you and go and study it, then that's up to you. But you've been told.
Well, that was exactly. I'm sorry. That was exactly one of the questions. Like somebody asked him, like, which gravity do you believe in, Newtonian and Einsteinian? And the guy was like, what? Like, what do you mean? He didn't even understand the difference.
Most of them don't. Even Brenda Van Hassen, she was in somewhere the other day, and she was asking what is pseudo-Ramonian force space, and she was on about space-time, and she didn't know what it was. And to be fair, she asked the question, what is it? But she's been arguing against Einsteinian gravitation for the longest of times and arguing Newtonian gravitation. But I didn't realize that she didn't actually know what Einsteinian gravitation actually was. And I'm like, Brenda, that just invalidates every conversation that you've ever had on gravity if you don't at least know what Einsteinian gravity is.
Is that a donut, Brenda?
Say again?
Is that a donut, Brenda?
Yeah, and the shoe, Brenda.
Okay, yep.
So what did she say about the donut? Was it the hole is space-time? The hole in the donut is space-time?
Yeah. Donut is the proof of space-time.
She's an idiot.
Well, I always think the most important thing is there's new people coming in always, and they're listening to these conversations, and they hear the arguments of both sides, and they get to decide,
Can I come, Mummy?
Is Brenda is the one who sounds like a transgender?
I gotta jet. Talk to you guys later.
So there's no more evidence for the globe. It's funny because, like, when you go into other servers, Globe Earth servers, it does come across like they all know that there's loads of evidence and that flat Earth is just silly. Yet they don't have any evidence. They just pretend like they've got the evidence. It's quite impressive, to be honest.
I wonder why most people who come here have no evidence or haven't researched at all. Most people have debated. They all haven't done any research at all, but they defend the globe like their life depends on it.